welcome back. I'm excited to share this video with you all. You guys seem to like my last snacks video that I did. If you haven't watched it, I will have a link below. But I grew up Amish and we are currently Mennonite, and I enjoy sharing some recipes and things that we tend to eat as a whole. I know some of these recipes aren't necessarily just Mennonite or Amish specific, but these are some things that I grew up eating, or maybe that are common in our culture. So in today's video, I'm sharing like 4 different recipes with you. The first one's gonna be a corn chip salad. Next one's gonna be mashed potatoes. I've thought about sharing this for a long time and I just never have. The mashed potatoes I'm used to eating are super yummy. They're unhealthy, but they're so good, and we add this stuff to it, and I wanna share it with you all. And then I'll also have a meatball recipe for you, as well as a really easy summer dessert, or just dessert for any time. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. I love to share a lot of things related to just home, family, and you name it. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so for the salad, I'm gonna be making a corn chip salad, and that is lettuce, hard-boiled eggs, bacon, corn chips, and shredded cheese, and then you have like a dressing that you make yourself to put on it, and you don't put it on until like the last minute. Same with the chips. So I'll go ahead and show you how I put it together, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so if you hear background noise, it's Oakland. She's sitting with me while I'm doing my voiceover here, but I am doing some bacon for the salad, and I'm gonna do it in the oven. Just less mess, and if that way I can kind of keep doing other stuff as well. And then also I hard-boiled some eggs earlier, and I'm just chopping them for the salad as well. I'm taking some of this food to a friend's house. They just had a baby, and so I'm taking some of that for dinner, and that means I can't show you what the salad looks like all put together, so you're gonna have to do a little bit of imagining. Plus, some of the containers I'm using at the end would not be what I'd normally put stuff in, but it's just because I have to take it to their house. So I feel like if you're here for, a really fancy cooking video and everything looks so perfect, this is not the place for you. I kind of feel a little insecure with my filming abilities in the kitchen sometimes, but I'm doing the best I can, and I hope you all enjoy the more simple version of just putting food together, cooking food, baking, whatever. I'm just a simple girl. I don't have a lot of fancy stuff, and yeah, I just want to keep sharing this with you, and hopefully it'll give you some inspiration. Oakland seems to be pretty excited at this point. What are you going to tell him? You excited to eat salad sometime? You want to eat some salad? Say hello. Hello, people. Hello. Okay, so this is what goes in the salad besides for the corn chips. I won't put those in. I'll just kind of take those along on the side. So there's lettuce, hard-boiled eggs, cheese, bacon, and then you put corn chips in there yet. And then I'll mix it all around, and it's super yummy. For the dressing, I am making it as really easy. I'm using mostly salad dressing, and at the end I decided to put in a little bit of mayo just to give it some more body and a little bit more of a less sweet taste, if that makes sense. But I'll have all of the recipes down below in the description box. Okay, so these are the chips I got for the salad. I got the regular corn chips, but then I also remembered that I've had salads where they have the flavored twists honey barbecue, and I'm not sure if it was like a corn chip salad style salad, but I think it would be good in it, so I'm just gonna give them an option. You could use any kind you want, but I figured, hey, why not? Next up is barbecued meatballs, and I am using only oatmeal in these instead of crackers. You could put crackers in too, as well as oatmeal. I will say, after I tried them at the end, I would recommend do not overmix them, because sometimes when you overmix meat or like meatballs like this, they tend to become kind of dense, and so definitely try not to overmix if you don't have to. There's so many meatball recipes out there, and I know this is not necessarily the best one in the world. It's just something that we typically use when we make meatballs. My recipes tend to vary a lot because I just tend to dump a lot of stuff. Like I just put in whatever spices I feel like and stuff, which is kind of what I did here. But I'll try to link or put as many instructions and ingredients down below as I can. So hopefully that helps you. So I generally will add ketchup and barbecue sauce together instead of just ketchup. I just kind of like to mix it together. So I would say, you know, maybe about half ketchup, half barbecue sauce, or you can just make up your own barbecue sauce that you like. It does not have to be this recipe at all. But I will put it down in the description box if you do want to try this. So I'm going to put these in the freezer and to save them for later, and these I will just go ahead and bake for tonight. What do you think? Is it good? You like it? I'm getting ready to peel my potatoes. This is the peeler I use. It is a Victorinox peeler, and I think I have one linked in my Amazon store. If I remember, I'll try to link it individually so you can find it easily, but if not, you can always go to my Amazon storefront and find my favorite knives I use. They're extremely sharp, and you can use them forever, and yeah, just the best paring knives in my opinion. Caden decided to come help me peel potatoes, so good experience for him, I guess. Alright, so I've got my potatoes cooking, and it'll be a little bit yet until they're soft. You want to make sure they are soft enough. If they are not soft enough, they will be lumpy, and there's not much you can do about it. So overcook rather than undercook. And I usually just spray a little bit of cooking spray on top, and that kind of keeps it from like bubbling over, supposedly. I know there's also the wooden spoon trick that I think some people say works, but that's something that I usually do, is just spray it a little bit. So these still need to cook. I've got my meatballs in the oven. They still got a while to go too. I have them at 350 right now, but I think I'm gonna maybe crank it up just a little bit to kind of get them done a little quicker. All right, as soon as my potatoes are done, I'm gonna try and give you a little bit of an explanation as to how I make the mashed potatoes. I honestly do not use a recipe. I'll do my best to give you instructions down in the description box, but I feel like there's not like a complete wrong or right way to do them. This is just me because I dump stuff in, and it's something that I've done for years. So I'll try to put as many like measurements as I can. But what I put into my potatoes is, first of all, I will dump the potatoes into my KitchenAid here as soon as they're soft enough, and then I will put in the butter. I'll like whip them for a little bit, and then I'll put in some butter and maybe sprinkle with salt to kind of flavor them, and let it get as completely lump free as you can. If you don't do this step, you won't get the lumps out later on. Don't add any liquid to your potatoes before you have them completely lump free, if that makes any sense. So after they're whipped, I then go to the point where I add my sour cream and my cream cheese. And you might be saying, what? Cream cheese? But I promise you, it makes it so good. So after the potatoes are completely whipped, you add your sour cream, cream cheese, and mix it really well. And then you can start adding your milk slowly, just a little at a time. You can also add in a little bit of garlic salt or garlic powder if you like garlic flavor. Don't do it too much, otherwise it's gonna be overpowering. And then what we like to do is add evaporated milk to it, just a little bit at a time. Keep whipping it, stir it. Always make sure you stir the bottom of your potatoes frequently, because otherwise, the lumps could be sitting down there at the bottom. So we use evaporated milk. And I mean, if you don't want to use evaporated milk, you don't have to. I think it adds a little bit extra flavor. My battery died on me, but if you don't have evaporated milk, don't worry. I don't always use it. You can just use regular milk as well. The evaporated milk just adds a little bit extra like creaminess and stuff to it. So I like it. But that is the basic idea of how I make them, and I'll go ahead and show you and explain more things if I need to. I've got my stick of butter here that I'm going to be browning for the mashed potatoes. We don't usually eat gravy with them. I know a lot of people do, but just us personally, we don't really care for it that much. So we typically just melt the butter and let it brown. Like, you keep cooking it until it's kind of brown, and then you add that to the mashed potatoes, and it takes it to a whole nother level. If you've never tried it, please do so. You will thank me. We love it so much. I've drained the potatoes and I'm gonna put them in my mixer. Be sure to scrape multiple times when you're first mixing them down to the bottom. Make sure you get all of the chunks. I've just added my butter and my salt and garlic powder, or garlic salt. So after it's perfectly mixed the way I like it, then I can start adding in my solids like the cream cheese and the sour cream. I just put in whatever I'm feeling like, but I'll try to have, a measurement for you if I can. And then I'll just continue to whip them. And also I will then start adding my evaporated milk little by little. Okay, so I've got the mashed potatoes ready. I always like to kind of maybe heat them up a little bit. Putting the cover on definitely helps, but I'm gonna put them on the stove just a little bit to kind of like heat them up because I've got to take it to their house anyway. But this is what they look like. I should show you. I like mine on the tad bit runny side, I guess you could say. And I hopefully these will be good. I think they taste good. And there's nothing like some good Amish style mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the brown butter on top of it then, and they will be good to go. I'm a little warm at this point, but the meatballs are done. You can always add more barbecue sauce to it if you want, but as you can see, you know, they're definitely well sauced at this point. You know what's meat thermometer? It was I thought they were done, but they're not quite. I'm gonna put them back in, make sure they're finished. This dessert recipe is one that we have made for years. I haven't made it in a long time. I kind of forgot about it, and then my mom had mentioned something about it, and I was like, yes, that is one thing that I can show you guys. It's super easy. You use ice cream sandwiches like you see here, but make sure you use a good quality ice cream sandwich, because I didn't this time, and I feel like it definitely, you know, diminishes from the richness of it and everything. So use a good quality if you can. So you layer one layer of ice cream sandwiches in the bottom of a 9x13 or whatever pan you want, and then you put whipped topping on top of it and some hot fudge topping, and then you layer another layer of the ice cream sandwiches on top of that and repeat the process. And then feel free to add whatever you feel like to the top of it. This could be fully customizable. I just used some chocolate syrup and decided to add some chocolate chips. I think my mom likes to use nuts on top sometimes. You could maybe do M&Ms, although those can be a little hard once you put it in the freezer. But I also drizzled some caramel syrup on top of it. And that is it, you guys. Super easy, and it's so easy to make, you know, ahead of time. It's great for just something quick, and it's so yummy. So I hope you all enjoy this recipe as much as we do. So I'm sitting here editing the video, and I didn't put an ending on for the video, so I decided I will just pop on here, say that I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, whatever. If you're new and you're still watching, hit the subscribe button. I would love that. All right, guys, I will see you in my next one. Be blessed.